The day came for all men representing each family in Odobo to meet in the camp. Early that morning, Moi, dressed as a man, took her father's badge and weapon and set out for the training ground. She left a note for her father, telling him how she had prepared for this day. The sun set over Odobo, casting a warm glow over the thatched roofs and mud walls. The villagers prepared for the night. The children played in the dusty streets, laughing and shouting. The women cooked in their huts, filling the air with spices and herbs. The men gathered in square, talking and drinking palm wine. But not everyone was happy in Odobo. In one hut, a young girl named Moi sat on her mat, staring at the wall. She was the firstborn of Ugwa, a respected elder. She was talented in physical combat. She learnt it from her mother, a fierce warrior who died after giving birth to her sister, Mami. Moi loved physical combat. She loved the thrill, the adrenaline, the power and the skills. She practiced by the riverside under the moonlight where no one could see her. She swung her weapon and moved her body, feeling alive and free. But her father hated physical combat. He hated it with a passion. He said it was improper for a girl and that she should learn how to cook, clean, and take care of her sister. He said physical combat was for men only and that women should be gentle and obedient. He said physical combat was dangerous and violent and that it would only bring trouble and sorrow. Moi loved her father, but she disagreed with him. She thought physical combat was for anyone who wanted to learn it. She thought women should be brave and independent and have the same rights and opportunities as men. She thought physical combat was fun and exciting and brought only joy and glory. She resolved to sneak out most nights to practice physical combat by the riverside, hiding her weapon and clothes under a rock. She was careful not to be seen or heard by anyone, especially her father. She knew he would be heartbroken and angry if he found out, but she also knew he would never understand her reasons. One day, news reached Odobo that their enemies from a faraway village planned to attack them. They had heard rumors of their cruelty and greed, and now they had raided and burned other villages, killing and enslaving their people. They had heard they had a large and powerful army, armed with spears and bows and arrows. They had heard they were coming soon and wanted to take their land and resources. The king of Odobo immediately declared that all families must provide one man each for battle training. He said it was their duty and honor to fight for their village and king. They must be ready to face their enemies and defend their homes and lives. He said he would reward them generously for their bravery and loyalty. Ogwa's family was not spared. Ogwa, despite working with a stick, decided to represent his family in the training camp. He felt it was his duty and honor to fight for his village and king. He also felt this is his chance to prove himself as a man and a warrior. since he had no sons to carry on his legacy. Moi tried, Mami tried to persuade her father not to go, but he wouldn't listen. He said he had made his decision and that they should support and respect it. He told Moi that he is proud of her and he trusted her to take care of her sister and the home. He said he would be back soon and that they would celebrate their victory together. Moi felt fear and sadness. She knew her father was too old and weak to fight, and he might not survive the battle. She knew she would lose him like she had lost her mother. She knew she had to save him and their village and family. She decided to take his place and pretended to be a man. She felt it was the only way to protect him and fulfill her dreams and duty. She felt her passion and talent for physical combat could fight better than any man in Odobo. So, she intensified her training by spending all night practicing on the river bank and returning only at dusk. She honed her skills and sharpened her weapon. She prepared herself mentally and physically for the challenge. She also prepared herself emotionally, knowing she would have to lie to her father and everyone else. Her father noticed her strange behavior and confronted her, but she lied to him, saying, "I went early to the river to fetch water to avoid the queue. I am fine, and you have nothing to worry about, father. I am just worried about you and the battle ahead." And the father believed her after confronting Mami. The day came for all men representing each family in Odobo to meet in the camp. Early that morning, Moi dressed as a man, took her father's badge and weapon, and set out for the training ground. She left a note for her father, saying she had been preparing for this day and was sorry for disguising herself as a man and taking his place. She hoped he would forgive her and be proud of her. She left the note and the hut and ran to the camp, hoping no one would recognize or suspect her. She hoped she would make it through the training and the battle and come out alive and safe. She hoped she would not regret her choice and disappoint her family and the village. In the camp, Moi and the other men prepared for training the next day. Moi averted her eyes and blushed as the men stripped off their clothes. She acted like one of them, copying their mannerisms and the speech. She blended in and avoided attention, but she stood out because of her combat skills. She impressed everyone with her speed, strength, and agility. She showed no fear, hesitation, or mercy. She was a natural leader and soon the leader of a troop. She earned the respect and admiration of her fellow warrior and the attention of the leading warrior, who saw something special in her. News reached the camp that their enemies would be attacking in 2 days. Moi and the other warriors prepared and went to the village boundary to await them. They were ready to fight, kill, and die. They were ready to defend their village and king with their blood and their lives. The fight started at dusk, and Moi fought with courage and strength. She was a force of nature. She slashed and stabbed, taking down the enemies after enemies. She was unstoppable, invisible, and glorious. She led her troop to victory, and she fought until a triumphant melody filled the air as their comrades sang their praises and hailed them as heroes. The next day, The surviving warriors returned to Odobo and were greatly rewarded by the king. The leading warrior told the king about Moi's talent, and the king, in honor of her bravery, offered her a position as his guard. Moi wanted to accept the position. She wanted to live as a warrior and serve the village and her king. She wanted to enjoy the glory and honor. She wanted to be with the leading warrior who had shown her kindness and admiration and made her feel something new. But the guilt made her refuse. She knew she had lied to everyone and betrayed her father and the village. She knew she had broken the law and tradition and risked her life and honor. She knew she had to tell the truth and face the consequences. She claimed she was okay with a simple and quiet life and did not want any reward or recognition. She said she was grateful for the king's offer but had to decline. The news of the king's offer reached the Ogwa's family. Ogwa and Mami waited at the door to welcome Moi. Moi entered and ran to her father, crying and pleading for forgiveness. Ogwa looked at Moi with tears and said, "You have not done anything wrong, child, and I do not regret having you as a daughter. Welcome back, my brave warrior of Odobo." That night, their family bond grew stronger, and so did Moi's guilt for lying to the king and Odobo. Moi became very careful, leaving the hut only at night and returning before dusk. Ugwa noticed the change in his daughter and decided to right her wrong. He went to see the king to reveal Moi's identity, but the king was busy and asked him to come the next day. Thank you so much guys for watching to this point. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you will get the part 2 of this story. See you in the next video. Bye.